so the next trick is to get your solar modules mounted somewhere, on a roof, on a shed, on a ground mount. So we're just going to show you how they would fit together if you were putting them up on a roof. So imagine that I'm up on your roof, a ColourBond roof. On a ColourBond roof you've got lots of screws holding the roof down. So if you pull out a screw out of your roof, in the kit that you get, you'll find that there's actually a longer screw than that and a stainless steel screw. It'll go in place of the screw that you just pulled out, and you'll just set that up and you'll just screw it in. Like so, okay? Very handy to get yourself a battery drill or an impact driver like this one. Then, once that's in place, just go around your roof, set them up in place. Generally about one bracket for every 2 solar modules. You'll find there's enough gear in there. You put your rails up, hold them in place, and put in this little thing called a rail adapter. It just drops in, like so. Lift it up, put your screw through. Like so. And again, we use a rattle gun. You don't have to, but you'll find it very helpful. And it just goes in. Just takes a little bit of fitting. Like so. Very solid, very tight. All 316 grade stainless steel. And we'll hold it in position. It's then important to go through, don't tighten them all up at once, but just set them up loosely and then go through and get your all your racking nice and level and straight. Okay. The next thing after that is to set up your solar modules, and you're probably going to need a hand to do this out on the side. Just set them up like so. And if you do 2 at a time, you'll probably find that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So what we normally do is we would set up our first module, like so. That's held down. Get the same measurement there on the bottom as on the top. Like so. Again, you'll find it's a lot easier if you've got someone giving you a hand, particularly on the roof. Like so. So that's locked in. Same measurement. What we usually do is pull a string line from here right down to the other end of the array and attach some kind of aluminium strip or stick or straight edge and get the string line straight, so that when you line up all the rest of your modules, you just work to the string line and it'll look tidy when you finish. So you get one solar module on. And you've got to get your second solar module on. These are called mid clamps. They just go in like so. Like so. Solar module, like so. Make sure it's straight. You'll have lined that up with your string line, and there you have 2 modules installed. This particular system is designed for groups of 2 solar modules. So when you've got 2 down, you're going to find that you have two positives, like so, and you're going to have 2 negatives coming out of your solar panels. Now the whole idea is to parallel these together, or just join them together. So we've provided you what are called branch connectors. So you'll get yourself a branch connector, you'll get your 2 positives like so, and you'll just click them together. just like that. Nice and easy. You'll get your two negatives, like so, and you just join them together, like that. Okay, so now effectively you've got two modules parallel together, going down one cable. So we've provided you with a cable. They'll be up on your roof. So then all you need to do is to connect. There's one branch connector, male end, connect to female end. Female end, connect to male end. Let me run this on your cable. One other thing, it's just important, we'll have a label on here that says array end, and then the other end of the cable will say control box end. And it's important because these MC4 connectors need to match the same brand that's coming off the solar modules, and the MC4 connectors at the other end need to match the same brand that's coming off the control box. But we'll have that label for you, that'll be clearly understood. You might want a few cable ties, and just tie your cables up underneath your racking, just so it's a nice tidy job. So you'll then work your way right through the array, getting them all set up, and then out the end you'll have cables that'll run down a ductway, or conduits, or inside your roof, and they'll end up dropping down a wall somewhere and coming to your control box. Cable ends, and you might start here. We've got these numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you might start at number 1. So the first thing to do before you plug those in is just to open up your string fuses, like so, and make sure that your array isolator is in the off position. So imagine that these cables will have come down a wall somewhere, nice and neat in a duct. Then they'll just loop underneath the control box, and in this case we'll just plug them into string fuse number 1. So now we've got our modules connected up here into string fuse number 1. Close that over and switch on the array isolator. Okay, then if you go to your PL60, you'll note, let's just scroll through, we've just got to go, hold your button on, your finger on exit, because we've been fiddling around. You get back to the main menu where it says battery voltage 12.3 and it says charge. Well, in this case it says 0 charge because we're in a warehouse with no sunlight, but right now that would say charge because those two modules are in the sun and they're producing probably, well, depending on what kind of sunlight you have, you might have an amp or 2 or 3, probably up to about a maximum of 5 amps. Okay? If you do this to each string, you'll know, or each set of solar modules, we call them string cables, you'll know then that that cable is working, that it's continuous all the way up to the roof. Don't just plug them all in, close all those and then look for the charge. Do one at a time so that you know that each group is actually working. Then you can open up that group and then do your next group of panels, plug them into number 2, push in number 2 string fuses, make sure you've got a charge. Again, then you know that that group is working. Okay? When they're all set up and you check each group individually, just go through, close all your string fuses, make sure obviously your array isolator is on. Should be going very nicely for you.